Betty, when I get home today, let's talk a bit.
What about? Something happened.
No, it's not that serious. You know we're married, right? Don't you think it's better to discuss things about the future and money in advance?
Oh, that's what you mean. You surprised me by suddenly bringing up a talk. That's not like you, Aaron.
My mom said it's important to plan finances. I definitely agree.
So your mother-in-law said it. I thought it was unusual for you, Aaron, to say something serious. You're usually so nonchalant.
Got scolded. How much income and savings we currently have and how much we want to save for our old age. We should discuss up front.
I thought we roughly knew each other's income and it could be done later. Your mother-in-law would say that. She's so organized.
Too serious. Logical and perfectionist, isn't she? I think it's easier to live if we're a little more casual.
There's some truth in that, but your mother-in-law is right.
What do you think, Betty, about my mom? I think you've only met her 2 or 3 times.
Personally, I find your mother-in-law a bit scary. There's this tension in the air around her. I might just not be used to her yet, but it makes me nervous.
She's a weird one. Obsessed with weird things.
She seems to be quite particular. She doesn't like high tech, right? She said she doesn't have a PC or tablet at home.
That's right. It's risky these days. She only recently agreed to have a smartphone.
It seems that there are still quite a few people like that. Speaking of which, I exchanged line IDs with her, but haven't contacted her yet.
You don't have to. Don't force yourself to get involved. My parents live so far away that we rarely meet.
Doesn't that make you feel lonely? Is that okay?
My mom doesn't mind. She's basically bad at staying in touch. I don't contact her often either.
But I agree with her that we should talk about money. It's going to cost a lot in the future, and financial planning. There are things we should decide.
First, we need to save. By the way, Betty, haven't you been saving since you started working? How much do you have now?
My savings. Since we're married now, I guess I can tell you. Actually, I have $70,000 in my account right now.
$70,000? Did you save that much? I thought you had at most $21,000.
There was a time when saving was like a hobby for me. Plus, right after I joined the company, the performance was good and I got a lot of bonuses. I guess I was lucky to save up.
Still, $70,000 is amazing. Most people can't save up to that. With 2 incomes, couldn't we reach $700,000 pretty quickly?
I wonder. $700,000 might be quite challenging.
I think you, Betty, could do it.
$700,000 might be impossible, but I'll keep trying to save money. Of course, Aaron, you should help too, right?
Leave it to me. With Betty around, we can save money quickly and be secure in the future. Thanks for marrying me.
What is that? But having money is the best source of security, isn't it? Let's keep saving little by little.
What should I do? Betty, my mom might not make it.
What? What happened?
It seems my mom has been hospitalized.
No way. Why?
She found a disease. She won't survive unless she undergoes surgery.
Then she needs to have surgery right away.
It's not that simple.
Why? If she can be saved by surgery, shouldn't she hurry?
Apparently, the treatment costs a lot of money. My mom can't afford it.
Then how about we help her out? Let's do what we can to help her.
But the surgery and future treatment seem to cost more than $60,000. We don't have that kind of money to spare.
Doesn't the insurance cover it?
It seems that it's not covered by insurance. To save my mom, we have to use the latest medical technology. But that means it will be out of pocket.
But your mother's life is at stake, isn't it? This is not the time to be hesitant. Let's give her the money.
We've just had a big expense for the wedding, right? We were talking about moving at the beginning of next year, weren't we? We don't have that much savings, do we?
I understand, it's okay. Then I'll put out my savings. $70,000 should be enough for now, right?
Are you sure? It's money you, Betty, have been saving since you were single. Besides, you don't like my mom that much, do you?
But we can't abandon her. If I do nothing and your mother passes away, I'll regret it for the rest of my life. If there's hope for her to survive, let's bet everything on it.
You are such a cool woman. Thank you. I'll deliver the money. Can you go to the bank and withdraw $70,000?
Okay. But I'm worried. Should I try to contact your mother?
Please don't. I want her to focus on her treatment for a while. I'll go see her, so Betty, you don't have to do anything.
But isn't it better to contact at times like this? I feel it's wrong to pretend I don't know anything.
Actually, it's hard to say this, but my mom hates Betty.
What, really?
She doesn't want to be involved as much as possible. If you contact her, it might make her feel worse, so please don't. She needs to rest both physically and mentally now.
So that's how it was. Was I that disliked by your mother?
Sorry to talk about this when you're even offering money.
Well, it's okay. It can't be helped if she hates me.
But I'll make sure to tell her that the money is from Betty. I'm sure my mother will come to like you, Betty. She'll contact you eventually, so please wait until then.
I will. Are you going to your mother's place tomorrow?
Yeah, it's a 3-day weekend.
Okay, take care. I hope your mother gets better.
Is this Betty's contact? This is Aaron's mother.
Mother-in-law? It's me, Betty.
I'm sorry I didn't contact you until now, even though I got your contact. I was learning how to use a smartphone from a young kid in the neighborhood. Once I learned various things, it was fun, and I started using Line.
Is that so? You're quick at typing, and you've mastered it.
Once I started training, I got faster and faster. I'm sorry for not keeping in touch. As a survival report, I'll be in touch from time to time from now on.
Thank you. Mother-in-law, how is your health? Are you doing well?
That's good.
I've been worried. I was told by my husband to wait for contact from you, so I refrained from contacting you.
Aaron did? Why would he do that?
I was disliked by you, wasn't I? I heard that you didn't want to be involved.
Why would you think that? Did Aaron say that?
It's okay. I'm really happy to have received contact from you today. And it seems that your health has recovered, so I'm really glad. I was always worried.
Betty, were you worried about me?
Because if you didn't have surgery, you wouldn't have survived, right? I was really worried when I heard from my husband that you were sick. If I could save your life, $70,000 is cheap.
$70,000. Did you give money to cure my disease, Betty?
Didn't you hear from my husband? I paid for your treatment. I'm glad I was able to help you with my savings.
I see. Betty, listen carefully. You should divorce my son.
What? Why? Did I do something?
You are making a big misunderstanding. This marriage was a mistake.
The money I gave to you was saved bit by bit when I was single. Despite all that, won't you accept me as your daughter-in-law? Isn't that too cold?
That's not it. It's not because I'm dissatisfied with you that I'm telling you to break up.
Then why?
I'm telling you for your sake. It seems my son has done something terrible.
Something terrible?
I'm really sorry, Betty. But it's okay. I'll definitely make him pay.
Hey, are you still upset? You seems to have been in a bad mood since last night. Did I do something?
Why don't you think about it with your hand on your heart?
I have no idea. Are you still going to be in a bad mood when I get home? It's depressing to go home.
Then let me be clear. Where did you put my $70,000?
What? I thought it was for Mom's treatment. You going senile?
Oh, really? Even though your mother-in-law isn't sick? What treatment did you use it for?
Huh? You talk to Mom.
I got a line from your mother-in-law today.
Line? That tech-hating mother? She can't even handle a smartphone.
She said she learned how to use a smartphone from a high school girl in her neighborhood. It seems she's totally used to digital now. I also asked about the illness, but the story didn't match at all.
Oh.
And she said she wasn't sick? What does that mean?
Well, there's a reason for this.
What's the reason?
It was to save an acquaintance.
Save?
You know my cousin Tom, right? He was in debt, so I had no choice but to lend him some money.
Then why didn't you say so from the beginning?
I thought you'd object if I said I'd take over the debt. I'm sorry.
Huh. So you're lying about something so trivial now.
It's not a lie.
Just wait. I'll let your mother-in-law take over now.
Why, Mom? Her home is far away.
Your mother-in-law arrived here past noon today.
Huh? Mom's here?
Aaron, it's your mother. You've done something outrageous, haven't you?
Mom, it's not like that. It was to help Tom.
You helped him because he was in debt?
That's right. It was to help others.
Really? I just saw Tom. He didn't say a word about that, did he?
You met?
I went to see him as soon as I arrived here. I thought Tom might know something about the $70,000.
What the? You came all the way from the country for that?
I came to scold you in person, and to apologize to Betty face to face. I thought Tom might have some information.
But you didn't have to come all the way.
Considering what you've done, it's only natural. I heard from Tom. You got into horse racing last year and lost big?
No, not that I lost, but...
Did you squander the $70,000 on horse racing? You exploited me and swindled money from Betty. Are you a beast?
I was planning to double it and give it back. I didn't bet all $70,000 at once.
So how much is left?
There's none left. I kept losing, unfortunately.
How pathetic.
I didn't think I'd lose it all. I thought I could give back a little, but it didn't work at all. I couldn't bring myself to tell Betty the truth.
I told you to think about the future and money when you get married. Yet you did such a stupid thing.
Because Betty said she had $70,000 in her account. I'd want to use it if it heard that, right?
That's money Betty worked hard to save. It's not your play money.
But if she told me it's our money, Betty's good at saving, so I thought it would be okay.
Betty trusted you and opened up about her savings? And you betrayed her right away. You're the worst person.
So, I'll apologize to Betty now, so please switch.
For the record, I advised Betty to divorce you.
Huh? Don't do things on your own.
It's only natural.
It's okay. Betty can save up another $70,000 in no time.
Are you serious? I can't watch this anymore. It's my responsibility that you've become such a good for nothing.
I got it. I'll pay the money back.
How do you plan to pay it back?
I'll sell my car and my collection of watches.
That's not enough. Even if you have to borrow money, pay Betty back.
Yes.
I'll let Betty take over again. Apologize. Make sure you apologize, okay?
It's Betty.
Betty, I messed up. I'll give the money back. Please forgive me.
Huh? There's no way I'm going to forgive you. It's not enough to just pay back the money.
So, what should I do?
You're just apologizing reluctantly because your mother-in-law told you to. It's obvious you're not remorseful. This scum.
I am remorseful. Then tell me what I should do.
Are you snapping back? Can you still act like that even after seeing your mother-in-law's tears?
Tears? Is Mom crying?
She's sobbing next to me right now. I feel sorry for your mother-in-law. You betrayed and hurt not just me, right?
No way. That strong-willed mom shouldn't cry. I've never seen her cry. She's a woman who didn't even cry when my father died.
That mother-in-law is crying her face out. What you did is that bad. You still don't get it.
I didn't think I'd hurt her that much. I'm really sorry.
Ah. Your mother-in-law said she no longer has a son. It seems like she's planning to sever the parent-child relationship.
Wait, Mom. I'll pay the money back properly. Don't say things like severing the relationship.
She said she doesn't want to listen anymore. Don't show your face again, she said.
Betty, I'm really sorry. I was stupid. I've been messed up since I got hooked on horse racing. I'll change my heart. Please forgive me.
No way. I can't trust you ever again. Trust is like savings, you build it up. But this time, my trust balance in you has gone not just to zero, but negative. If you want to be trusted again, you have to build it up bit by bit.
Then I'll work hard to be trusted again. Give me time.
Impossible. I threw away the entire account where I was building trust in you. I can't make any more trust savings. Please divorce me after you bring the negative balance to zero. After that, Aaron sold all his personal belongings that were likely to make money, including cars and all his favorite watches. He borrowed the money he lacked and returned a total of $70,000 to me. As far as I'm concerned, as long as the money comes back, I don't care about him anymore. We haven't had any contact since the divorce. However, it seems that it's not that easy for real parents and children. Aaron is said to be still begging his mother-in-law for forgiveness. Perhaps even Aaron couldn't bear the idea of severing the parent-child relationship. But to be forgiven by his mother-in-law, a lot of time and effort are needed. I think Aaron should drag this regret for the rest of his life. It's a fitting end for a person who exploits his own flesh and blood and swindles money.
Hey, Sasha. How have you been? It's been a while, hasn't it? Did you miss me? Hey now. Come on. It's your old love, Hugo. You don't need to ignore my messages like that. I'm not going to annoy you, I can promise you that much. And look, your beloved ex-husband is going out of his way just to get back in contact with you. You should feel honored.
Not you. Beloved, huh? I don't think so. What do you even want after all this time?
Oh, there we go. You finally looked at your messages.
I kept getting your annoying notifications over and over, so I had to tell you to stop. Especially after that ridiculous comment suggesting that I still had feelings for you. Damn it. I went through the trouble of changing my number so this wouldn't happen, too. Who told you about this number, huh? God, I'd love to have a word with them.
Hey now, no need to be so cranky. I get it. You haven't talked to me in a while and you were sad that we couldn't exchange numbers. I totally get it.
Why would I ever want to speak to you again, huh? If anything, I don't want to spend a second more talking with you. You're just a nuisance who only turned my life for the worse without offering any benefits to being around you. I don't even know what you're thinking whenever I talk to you. What's your end goal for doing this anyways? I only responded to you purely to correct all of the dumb assumptions you were making about me having feelings for you. That is all.
Yeah, I don't need any of those lies. I understand what you're really feeling, deep down. Well, on to a much more interesting topic. When do you want me to move in over to where you're at?
Huh? You want to move houses? I have no clue what you're even talking about, Hugo.
Oh, come on now. You don't need to keep playing dumb. Just drop the act. You're getting a new house built soon. I know everything.
Huh? Why would you know that?
Well, I just so happened to pass by your street one day and noticed that your house was getting some touch-ups. It was an old house after all. Someone seems to be getting a renovation. And by the looks of things, that's not a house just for one person. I mean, look at the size of that.
What are you implying, huh? And why do you even know about this whole situation? Were you stalking me or something?
Now, let's put that aside for now. I'm just glad that you're still thinking about me after all of this time. I mean, you chose a house that the both of us could live in. Talk about being generous.
You're delusional, Hugo. I'm so glad I'm not engaged to you anymore.
Oh, come on now. Don't be like that. But I will say, you should have told me sooner if this was the case all along. Or was this your cute little way of trying to surprise me, Anyways, I'm going to have to deal with all of my documents saying I moved region now, so I won't be able to move in right away. See, we could have avoided this if you had told me sooner.
Again, I have no idea what you're trying to imply. I have no plans whatsoever to get back together with you, let alone live under the same roof.
Look, what I'm trying to say is this. I don't need this kind of bitterness about you lying about your true feelings like this, okay? I'll just adjust moving in to when the house is all renovated and completed, so don't worry about organizing the things on my end. I'll come by every now and then to check up on the progress, though. I don't want to miss the big day when it all gets done.
There's one thing I need to make very clear with you. You better get this through your thick skull.
Yeah? What's that? Are you going to tell me how much you love me? Are you finally admitting that you wanted me all this time and you couldn't wait to start living with me again?
No. You wish. I've already gotten married.
What do you mean? Oh, right. You were married to me at one point.
Hugo, stop being so immature and listen to what I'm saying. I've gone and married someone that isn't you, so I have absolutely no intention at all to get remarried to you.
You're married to some mystery man now, are you? Yeah. Cut the crap. I can see right through your lies.
So even when I say it directly, you really won't believe me?
I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to get back at me for leaving you alone for so long. I feel for you. I really do. But I'll make it up to you by spending my time with you going forward.
I seriously hate talking to you. You're this close to getting blocked.
Look, I saw with my own two eyes that you were building a house that was big enough to fit an entire family. Of course that was going to be for us to live in. Your parents aren't with you anymore, unfortunately. Which would only mean that I'm the one and only person left in your life that you would be willing to spend your life with. Not to mention, you've gone the extra mile and considered bringing in my parents into the mix from the looks of that house. Aren't you an absolute angel? But there you go. I couldn't see this going any other way than us getting married again. I know it. You want to get back with me. That's why you're trying to go through the trouble of getting a house that big. Look, I'm right on the mark, right? Of course I am.
I don't even know where to begin with how baffled I am after hearing all of that. Anyways, I keep telling you this, and you need to listen. I do not want to get back with you. You understand? The whole situation with getting a big house has nothing to do with you or your parents. So just lay off it and stop contacting me.
Alright. I get it. It's been 5 years at this point. So of course me coming out of the blue to talk to you would come to you as a surprise. I'll leave it up to you then. Contact me when you've calmed down and organized all your thoughts, okay? Hey, Sasha! Been a while, hasn't it? Hope you didn't miss me too much. It's your beloved man, Hugo. I hope you've reorganized all of your thoughts now. I must say, I'm very impressed with how the house is going. When I walked by the other day, I noticed that there was a car parked. That must be yours. Which must mean you've already comfortably moved in at this point. Anyways, I'll head over there now. Just as a little surprise greeting, you know. Can't wait to move in with you and live together like the old days. I'll bring my parents too, of course.
Hold on a second. Don't tell me you're actually planning on moving in with both your parents.
Oh, Sasha, my beloved. So you finally decided to text me back. What a relief. Why didn't you respond to my messages yesterday? I mean, there's acting hard to get, then there's just straight up ignoring me. I'm your one and only husband. You have to respect me more. How about responding to the messages of the man you're married to? Come on now.
There's so much for me to correct you on about all of this. But for your information, I didn't respond because I couldn't yesterday. I was out all day and my phone's battery was completely done. I plugged my phone in just a little bit ago and I was stunned by the amount of texts you shot me.
Oh, come on, stop exaggerating. Though I guess you were just that happy about receiving texts from your one true love that it was shocking. I get you.
God, stop being delusional in your own little world, please! Can't you tell that I'm genuinely uncomfortable about all of this stuff you've been going on about?
Oh, come off it. I know you're still just playing hard to get because you love me so much. I mean, this is all just completely textbook to hiding your true affection.
Ugh, you're driving me crazy! Just stop talking to me, for God's sake! Why do I have to welcome you, the man who cheated on me with another woman, along with your parents who yelled at me and verbally abused me for breaking up with you, huh? I don't have any reason to restart a life with you in any capacity.
Look, about the whole cheating thing. Why don't we go ahead and brush that aside and move on?
Why would I ever do that? Do you know how much that hurt me?
Well, my mom said the same thing to you, if you remember. But that was all on you for not being attractive enough as the woman to satisfy me at the time. That's what it all boils down to. If anything, you should have paid for the divorce procedures instead of me for being so undesirable. But for some reason, I ended up paying for it all. And then over the 5 years after that, I ended up getting dumped by the chick I was going out with anyways and get fired from my job to make things worse. Rumors started spreading about me around the neighborhood too. It was all so awful. That's why you need to live in resentment for causing all this grief upon me going forward.
You're saying I need to live in resentment?
Well, I took it that you ended up feeling so resentful that you bought a house for us all to live in and patch everything up, right?
That is absolutely not why I ended up buying a new house.
Wait, calm down for a second, okay? Let's just push aside the past. We're going to be meeting up soon, so let's just forget everything and start over.
Well, I don't want to see you ever again, okay?
And while we've been texting back and forth, guess what has happened? I've just arrived at the house.
Wait, what?
I've come along with my parents in preparations to move in with you. I have all the marriage documents all sorted, so we can start living as husband and wife as soon as you'd like.
You're kidding me.
All of my luggage is going to be sent over here in the afternoon. All I have to do is wait here. Oh, and I'll leave the payments for that to you. I still haven't paid for it yet, and I think you should step in as the house owner.
You actually came here.
I sure did. Don't believe me? Look out of your window.
Huh? Wait a second.
Yeah? Surprised that I'm here. Take a good look at your beloved husband for the first time in 5 years. You're too shocked to even type back to me, huh? I don't blame you. But come on, hurry up and let us in. This is our emotional reunion, after all.
I hate to break it to you, but no one is outside?
What do you mean?
I'm saying there's no one outside standing at my house's entrance.
Huh? Wait, hold on now. Don't be playing hard to get even now. You can't be serious, right?
I'm not lying. I don't see a single person in sight.
Wait, seriously?
Where are you right now?
No, I'm saying I'm standing outside of your house. You would definitely see if you looked out the window.
I'm asking, what address are you at?
Huh? Why would I need to tell you your address? This is your old house, for God's sake.
Old house?
Well, I mean, this was the house you lived at 5 years ago. I remember it like it was yesterday, though. I used to live in this neighborhood too, you know. I can't just forget your house just because I haven't been to it in a few years.
So you're in A City then? That would make a lot of sense.
Of course I am. Where else would I be? What kind of trick question are you trying to throw at me anyways? Even my parents are excited about this whole situation since they're planning on teaching you how to be a good wife and beating it all into you. So you better do your best as my personal housewife.
I'm already a housewife. I literally told you this before and you didn't believe me.
Oh, come on. I don't need your cute little lies anymore.
I had no clue what you were trying to pull off or where you even got that confidence that you could go through with this plan of yours. But I think I finally understand what you ended up doing.
What are you talking about?
Well, for starters, I might as well break the news to you. I ended up selling my old house in A City.
Hold on. You sold it?
Congratulations! You figured out how to read.
Wait, why though?
I lived in that house for over 2 years after we went through the divorce. But I noticed that the house was getting pretty old and I wanted a new change in scenery altogether after all that had happened.
No way.
And I ended up renting out an apartment for myself since I was living by myself after that. But now I live happily with my husband and his parents right now.
Your husband? What do you mean?
Maybe I should send you a dictionary. I married a man that one of my friends introduced me to.
And you live with his parents too?
Well, yeah. Not only is it a good way to save up some money before we decide to move elsewhere, but his parents are lovely people, unlike someone's parents.
Hold on. What are you implying?
I married him because, unlike you, he was kind to me from the very beginning. Though I guess you believe in the whole tough love thing, don't you? With you assuming I'm playing hard to get when I'm genuinely annoyed at you. But this is reality.
I can't believe this.
What don't you get?
You're saying all of that, but you're just trying to get a reaction out of me, aren't you?
Absolutely not.
No, I know. I need you to live with me going forward. I already moved out of my old apartment in order to live with you here. I can't just go back and cancel all of that. Besides, both me and my dad have quit our jobs to start a new life here.
What are you talking about? Wait, don't tell me you were planning on living without working by using the money I make at work?
Well, I thought you had enough money to afford renovations and stuff.
I mean, I guess I did build up a house that was big enough to hold a family, but that's located somewhere completely different. But to think that my old address was getting renovated at the exact same time. I suppose coincidences happen.
You're lying. Please, open the door already. And let's get married again and live like we used to.
You're just an idiot through and through, huh?
What?
You know I don't drive, right?
Wait, you don't?
Yeah, I'm surprised you forgot. But I remember you saying something about seeing a car parked there. Obviously, that's another household entirely. So there you have it. You've literally been standing in front of a stranger's house for the past 20 minutes.
How? I can't believe it.
Look, just hurry up and get off their property before it causes a commotion. You're literally one step away from being arrested for trespassing. Especially if the people living there are at home right now. I wouldn't be surprised if they reported 3 random people standing in front of their gate at this point.
Wait, hold on. The cops are here now. What's going on?
Well, there you go. Game over for you, it seems.
What do I do?
No clue. That's for you to figure out.
You can't just throw this all on me. You were the reason I ended up getting confused.
Well, please. This has nothing to do with me at this point, so deal with it yourself. Afterwards, rumors spread all the way to me that my ex-husband and his parents ended up getting detained by the police for fleeing the scene. And to make matters worse, they weren't in any position to explain their situation, as they couldn't say they were going to be moving into that house when the owners hadn't heard anything about the situation. Eventually, they ended up leaving without getting into any further trouble, but the police seemed to want to keep a close eye on them going forward. Now Hugo and his family have a few problems on their plates. The first being not having a place to live, and the second being that none of them have jobs anymore. And because I cut all ties with them, they didn't have any other place to go or anyone to rely on, leaving them with no choice but to rent out a tiny apartment that doesn't even come with a bathroom, slowly paying off their rent with part-time jobs.